know that the city nearly burned to the ground in 1772?
Hey, that's the
They rebuilt
You're a pilgrim, aren't you?
That's right. Do you hang people for that, too?
I just wanted to say that I was rooting for you.
Uh-huh. Thanks for standing up for me.
What? But I didn't... Ah, I get it. Sarcasm. Look, it's not that easy to go against the crowd.
Sure.
I know people are scared of pilgrims sometimes, but... Shit. You survived outside the walls. It had to be something.
I wonder what happened to Japan. They were the first.
Do I know you?
Those tunnels are teeming with infected now.
It turned out well.
At least the wine was good. C'est vrai.
You look familiar.
Yeah, the guy who almost got hanged.
Why worry? You're standing here, aren't you?
Excuse me?
Look, we had no choice. If you had turned like we thought you were gonna, it would have been a massacre.
A crowd of people against one infected. Odds were in your favor.
Huh. I see you already got a marker. More time you spend here, more you'll understand. Our rules are strict, but that's how we survive.
Sure.
At the age of 23, I became a priest. Still just a snot-nosed kid, and I was supposed to be a shepherd of souls. I felt I was meant for this. I had answered the call. If God was with me, then who could be against me? I was full of conviction, faith that I could make the world a better place. But the world had other plans. Many times, I performed someone's last rites. I held their hands as they died. And in that last moment, in the millisecond before their last breath, I saw in them relief. Not because they were moving on to some kind of better world, to heaven, but because it was the end of something painful. They could finally bow out of the futile and exhausting dance of life. Their chore of living would be over. Their suffering would end. It was something completely incomprehensible to me. How can a person reject the gift of life? To accept death joyfully. For a person as strong as me, this was something very disturbing. Or maybe they knew about something that I had not seen. Did they see it in their last moment? This was the first crack in the edifice of my faith. And then, the epidemic started. There's a term for what came next. A crisis of faith. And with me, it started long before the epidemic. But when people started to turn into monsters, when city after city was eaten by darkness and poison, I started to wonder, where is God? Is he putting us through a trial? Or has he abandoned us? When Black Monday came, I no longer had any doubts. There is no God. There never was. Because of the THV Genmod bombings, 2 million people lost their lives. The streets carpeted with human corpses. What God would allow that? He would have to be infinitely cruel. Of course, other so-called men of the cloth offered nonsensical observations. That this was the will of God. Punishment for our wickedness. That Colonel Williams himself served as the hand of God. But that didn't matter anymore. The curtain had been torn off. People lost their faith. Because what were they supposed to believe in? No one wanted a God like that. And in that moment, to my own surprise, I felt free. As if I were a puppet who finally cut the strings that controlled him since birth. Free at last.
My name is Anton Novak, and I'll be a fucking legend! Sorry. I couldn't help myself. I'm recording this for you, Pops. You wanna hear a secret? When you do, I bet you'll be ashamed of yourself. All my life, you told me I wouldn't amount to anything. Then I became a PK. What'd you do? Called me a traitor. Then Dad's blamed that the PK don't give a shit about us. The people of the bazaar. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Pops. There ain't no one I don't give a rat's ass about, Pops. I'll show you what I'm made of. Today, some guy I didn't recognize approached me. Said if I was looking to be a hero, I was looking in the wrong place. And that I have potential. I never heard that from you. Said to meet him on the roof of the old textile factory at midnight. And here I am. Like an idiot. What am I doing here? Maybe I wanted to show you. I wanted you to see. Oh shit. What the? Dude's jumping between buildings like a fucking panther. Fuck. I can't let him find me. Come on out, kid. I know you're here. I'm killing him.
Since the chemical bombings almost killed everyone in the city.
Looking at all the dead people,
It says here they're missing.
same difference. They never find them anyway.
Now then why the board?
It's been 15 years. Many people disappeared back then. My neighbor lost his 2 kids. But life goes on. Except, nobody has the courage to take those photographs down. But it's hopeless. Since there are no night runners, the search always ends the same.
Have you heard of kids who were in the GRE tests?
Huh. And who wasn't in the tests? The young, the old, the blind, the deaf. Everyone came to find a vaccine. Some for cash, others to cheat destiny and not get infected. But that was the devil's bargain of Villador. Walled in with the plague, but given the chance to be the ones who gave the cure to the world. Well, the virus won. The study was eventually discontinued. And the children? Officially, no one tested on children. Human rights and other crap.
And unofficially?
And unofficially. Apparently, some of the kids were taken out of the city. The rest, well, they just scattered around the city, abandoned. If the infected didn't get them, then hunger or darkness did.
When did all this happen?
A long time ago. Looking at you, you were still a kid yourself. Once upon a time, I came across two of them. Two girls. They were 5 or 6 years old, and it looked like they hadn't eaten for a month.
What were their names?
I don't remember. I threw them some old bread and took off because they were shaking as if they were about to turn. Red eyes, swollen veins. I don't know what they were giving them there. Those psychos from the GRE.
Those night runners. Tell me about them.
What's there to say? Nearly all of them are dead. When they were around, they were the only ones not afraid to go out at night. They rescued those who didn't manage to get to a shelter. But of the entire group, only a few survived, including Frank, their former commander. Once upon a time, he was great. Now, he drinks himself into a stupor at his place in the Central Loop. Hard to say how much longer he'll be around.
Where are all these kids at now?
After all those years, most of them are probably dead. If someone got luckier and is still wandering around, they will probably be in the Central Loop. More peacekeepers there. Easier to survive.
Someone must know more.
Why? The past is the past, and there's no point in dredging it back up. Everyone has their own problems. Here and now, Pilgrim. Everyone fights for themselves.
It's been 11 years since the chemical bomb was killed.
Just because you got holes in your shoes doesn't mean you're poor. If you got no one to lean on, that's when you know you hit rock bottom.
2 days, everything started to shred. I know much better. You haven't made up with your brother yet.
He needs to apologize first.
And wait, I was doing the brain.
My kid's his viral spit.
Don't mention him. Still has paid for last year.
I don't understand what happened.
Everything all right?
No, it's grilled. The goat is grilled. I'm such an idiot.
What happened?
I must have overcalculated the voltage.
See? He's useless.
I'm sorry. I don't know how I could get it so wrong.
I told you it would be a waste of time.
Why? I don't think so. This is very... It has big, huge...
You're saying it has potential?
Potential, yes. It could be an effective weapon.
A weapon?
It's a ready formula. If you just use it on a weapon, it could raise your odds against turned creatures. The brave goat gave its life to science. There's dinner for everyone. And you? I take you as, and pronounce you,
Craftmaster? Really? Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you.
We'll talk later. Come, Vincenzo.
I can't thank you enough. Here, take this. If it's not strong enough, come round to my Craftmaster workshop.
Sure, thanks. Just, watch yourself out there, okay?
No worries, friend.
Sometimes I wake up at night and forget the fall even happened. That's about the only time I smile. Then I see the goddamn UV lights.
Doesn't recognize me anymore. I don't know what to do. Spend all your time caring for her. When are you going to start living your own life? You think there's something wrong with me? Something wrong with me?
I'm recording this for posterity, so they can learn from my mistakes. To warn all who follow about the worst of plagues. And I am not referring to the virus. I was born into a very religious family. My earliest childhood memories? Prayer. Every morning and every evening. Knees scraped from constant contact with oak floorboards. When I grew up, I had a very hard time. I was lonely. I suffered. Despite my upbringing, I turned to religion for solace. It gave me the answers I sought. That I came to realize my father had tried to give me. To endure bullying is to earn heavenly rewards. God was my best friend, my only friend. I talked to him every day, and I believed that he listened to me and answered. And loved me too. I felt like I owed him a debt. That's why I enrolled in seminary. I think I became a fanatic in a way. The urge to spread his teachings, convert others. It was not about God. It was about my own shortcomings. It was about me. There was something unhealthy about it. And dangerous.
Sometimes I wake up at night and forget the fall even happened. That's about the only time I smile.
The
Then I
best
see the
over the
goddamn
bazaar
UV lights.
is here. You.
Kid, you know some old world folks recorded audio time capsules when they realized the shit was gonna hit the fan?
You were supposed to be discreet, not go shouting in the middle of the bazaar.
They surprised me. How was I supposed to know they had shear?
was a goner till you showed. Here.
Sometimes if I stay out, feeling that there's no one left in the city, this horrible fear overwhelms me.
Howdy. It's nice to see a new face.
What's going on here?
Hello, I'm Henkel. This student here was curious about my lesson today, about when the guns were confiscated in Villador, and what happened afterwards. He wants to light a candle on the site of the March Massacre.
The March Massacre?
Yes. 64 people died that day, gunned down like sitting ducks. If you want to know more, you should go and see for yourself.
Why can't he?
No one can leave the building while school is in session. Children shouldn't walk around the bazaar on their own.
I thought you'd be more worried about them falling into a dark zone.
Oh, kids nowadays are too smart to fall into a silly hole. Anyway, could you light a candle for him, young man? You might learn something yourself.
Sure, though I was pretty lousy at history.
History is boring when someone tells you about it. It starts being fascinating when you can touch it.
Touch it?
Yes. Take this candle and go to the monument of the World Art Congress. Or what's left of it. It's close by. Contact me when you get there. You'll see what my lesson was about today.
Inhibitor container detected. Inhibitor container detected. Inhibitor container detected.
Anybody else sees this shit? He sure ain't in the right place. Something's off. Way. Gun it. Like this? Ready for this? Oh, shit. Shit. Shit! shit.
We got him. Gotcha, you piece of shit. Choke on this, asshole. Here you go. Try this on for size. Eat this, motherfucker. Get You're all out. Guess who? Dead now, fucker. Take this. Got you now, motherfucker. Come on, jackass. Shove it up your ass.
Aiden, how's it been, kid? Got a taste for city life yet?
I've been here and there.
You know, the best parties always happen in the center. And that's where we're going. I have a plan for how to get there. I'll tell you everything on the spot. Meet me on the roof, near the main metro station.
How you like me now, motherfucker? Chew on this, fucker. Gotcha. I got...